Before I start saying anything, I'd like to first thank God for sending me to the right family so that I could do what I love doing the best. And of course to thank my parents, and my father especially, who's been my guru and given me what little I know. And of course I want to thank Rajiv Menon, who, like he said, is a friend for a long time. But the most amazing thing about Rajiv was I called him and I said, "Are you in town on the 9th?" And his thing is, I think 90% I'm in town. So I said, "Rajiv, I'm launching an album and I'd like you to be the guest of honor." And truly it took him no more than 2 seconds to say, "Vijay, I would love to do that." And thank you so much, Rajiv. I know what a busy man you are and how many projects you're involved in, and I really, really appreciate that. And the reason I wanted Rajiv to be the guest of honor today is, one, because of his association with my family. Two, because of his, obviously when he spoke, you knew his musical involvement and understanding of not just Carnatic music, but music from around the world. And three, his ability to convey a message. I mean, we've seen it in all of his movies about how brilliantly he conveys messages. And as we saw today, he's just a wonderful speaker. Thank you so much, Rajiv, again. I really appreciate you taking the time to be here. Now, to talk a little bit about this journey, Malabar to Morocco, this journey really has 3 parts to it. The first part being my 24-year-old son and his friends, who would always come home, listen to me practice, and say, "Oh, auntie, it's so nice." And when I say practice, when I'm practicing traditional classical Carnatic music at home. So I would tell these children, "Why don't you come to a kacheri?" "Oh no, auntie, I can't do that. It's not for me, it's not my scene." And then I realized music, Carnatic music, is entrenched in every South Indian. We hear it from the minute we are born. Some of us may not have learnt it formally. Some of us may have learnt it, but we all grow up with it all around us, starting with our mothers singing a lullaby to us, or hearing the Vishnu Sahasranamam in our homes every morning. It's just such an integral part of an Indian's life. Classical music, I don't want to get too specific and say just Carnatic music, both Hindustani and Carnatic music. It's such an integral part of our lives that people don't realize. What happens is these children have never gone to concerts. They just assume because their uncles, aunts, their grandparents and their parents go to these concerts, it's not a cool place for them to hang out. It's not a cool place for them to be seen in. But you play good music to them in any format. It doesn't matter whether it's traditional classical or whether it's film music, which has a strong base of classical in it. They all start tapping their toes. So I said, the only way to get them excited is to present something to them in a different package. I can't go learn something new for them now, because that's not what I was trained to do. But I said I can certainly learn to package it differently. And which is what Malabar to Morocco, that was the basis for this whole album. To reach out to that 20-something generation, to tell them Carnatic music is cool, Carnatic music is okay, it can be fun, and you guys can listen to it. I hope they find it fun now. And the second reason for doing this is my own travels all over the world performing. I've always walked into these various countries, walked along the markets and the roads and listened to their traditional music, and I've always been inspired by it, and I would come back and try these sounds on the violin and say, there must be a way to put all of this together, because music is music and it sounds so nice. So that was the second part of it. And the third reason was, my friends and my husband pushing me into and telling me, you can do something different, you need to do something different. And it was their support and belief that I could do something different that sort of came about this album. And there are some very dear friends of mine who were instrumental in taking me to meet my first composer, Gopi Sundar, and my other composer, Shalin Sharma, who was on stage with me. Shalin and I, again, have been friends for over 25 years. We've always talked about doing something together, but until Malabar to Morocco, nothing ever really happened. So Malabar to Morocco was a journey for Shalin and I as well. So that's basically the root of what started this journey, and what has come about. And every track in the album has a certain story. Like Ganesha, for example, it sort of mirrors my own journey, in that I went away to America when I was young, and I came back searching for my roots, and I've moved back and lived here. I live here now, and the grounding and the roots, this culture, wonderful culture of ours, provides us with. So every track has a little story that I have to say. And in this journey, I came across the Satyam family, Purple Notes, Swarup and Kiran Reddy. I need to Priya Krishnan, Santosh and Bhaskar, who have all been part of this journey. And while all of this was happening, of course, the Satyam family said, hey, wouldn't it be nice to have a video? We can then play the video in our theaters during the intermission. So this search for getting the video done started. And through many sources, I was introduced to a very, very young man who is as old as my son, Kirti Nandakumar. Kirti, are you here? Can we have you on stage, please? This young man, Kirti, was my director for the video. And don't get fooled by his demeanor and this young man personality. He's literally, when he wields the director's baton, he is a monster. But, he didn't give us lunch till almost 4 p.m. on most days. Of course, we've had Alex, who was our line producer. Alex is here somewhere. Mrudula, Venkatesh, Shama, who was our coordinator during the shoots, and Khalil and Vicky, who were all part of the group that was in charge of the video. And talking about the video, all the beautiful costumes you saw on the screen was by another wonderful young woman who is a very dear friend of mine, Shilpa Shri. Shilpa? So thank you so much. All the costumes of all the other, not mine, but the rest of the team was all done by Shilpa. And the person that always dresses me and makes me look gorgeous, when people say I look gorgeous, credit goes to his Prabha Narasimhan. Prabha was there, part and parcel of the shoot. And of course, Akriti, who is not here today, she was our makeup artist who made us all look lovely on screen. And talking about the video, we have, I had a fabulous time shooting the video with a wonderful, as you can see the camera work, this wonderful camera person called Siddhartha Noni. Siddhartha, are you here? So Siddhartha, who was wonderful on the camera, I mean, his work speaks for itself. I don't need to say much. And post all of this, after the video was shot, I have no clue about how anything works. And, with the help of several people, I was introduced to Mr. Shrikar Prasad. And he and his team, with Bhuvan and several other editors who worked on the edit of this video. And then I owe a tremendous amount to my friend Senthil from Real Image and his team that was able to get this video converted to projection here at Satyam. They had to do what is called a cube conversion. So thank you, Say, and your team. I know Say is not here, but I think Vandana is here. Please do convey the message, Vandana. I really appreciate what he has done. And we also need to, the sound editing was done at AM Studios. So my thanks to Mrs. Saira Rahman, who was responsible for making everything happen in terms of availability of studio. So thank you, Saira. And Priya, Faiz, and Venkatesh, the sound engineer, who made it sound as good as it does. And last but not the least, I want to thank all of you, my friends, my family, who have all been here to support me, who've been with me throughout this journey of mine. I really appreciate all your help and support and understanding when I was cranky and not my usual self. So thank you, guys. Need to, of course, none of this would have been possible without Satyam's help. Thank you, Satyam Cinemas and all the team behind putting this whole event together. Thank you so much to the press, the written press, the television. You guys are the ones that can make this album happen. I really appreciate all of you taking the time and being here. Thank you so much. And last but not the least, I need to thank our MC for the morning, Mahita Suresh, who has done such a wonderful job and did this at such short notice. Thank you so much. And if I've left out any name, please forgive me. I think I had a lot of names written down. I seem to have gotten most, but if I've missed out any, please forgive me. And all of you whose names I haven't called out, you know who you are and you know what you mean to me. So love you all. Thank you.